Good evening, everyone. It's me, Ma the Thylacine, as your host, and here I have two guests with me. Here we have, would you introduce yourself, if you would? Akhlut the Orca. It's a pleasure to be here. The reason why I'm here is because, well, Ma believes that this would be quite an interesting, well, thing to witness. Most importantly, because it seems to be what the doctor would use. And a friend that we already know. Hello, everyone. Mordred here. And, well, Ma basically asked to have me come and react to this. So, I do hope you all don't mind me being here. At least you had the courage enough to come see us. I'm just genuinely surprised that you're an orca again. You won't try to eat me, will you? I go for walruses, not snakes. Besides, you're more of a noodle compared to a big buffet like that. Thank you, I guess? Now, you two. We have a video that we're going to be reacting to, and this will be our reaction to 20 insane and unique carnival rides. I wonder how crazy they're going to be, because honestly, if I were to go on any of this, I would surely lose my appetite. More like you would lose your lunch. Now, gentlemen, let us pretty much begin with the video. In 3, 2, 1.
The following video contains scenes of gratuitous spinning and flipping. Viewer discretion is advised. And in all seriousness, epilepsy warning for flashing lights and colors.
Thank you for that warning. Well, starting off with a good...
The Carnival, home of artery-clogging fried foods,
yeah, at least they had a
deliberately
warning,
impossible games, and of course, a plethora of nausea-inducing thrill rides. These portable flat rides are designed by several different companies, constantly inventing new ways to swing, spin, and
since
flip
the doctor
passengers.
owns a
While
lot of
some rides
amusement
like
park
swinging
rides,
ships and rings of fire are quite common. Others are truly unique attractions that can only be classified as insane. So here are just 20 of the many crazy carnival rides to ever grace the fairgrounds.
Is that the reason why you brought a pen and paper?
Hexentons, made by German manufacturer
Why else
Zero, also known as Witch's Dance in English. This unique attraction currently only operates as a traveling fair ride. This ride features a rotating base structure that rises and falls with several main arms that jut out. At the end of these stationary arms are rotating arms with a two-person gondola attached at each end. Throughout the ride, the gondolas come in close contact with each other. It does feel like you're gonna hit it. The illusion that they are about to smash together. It may not be as intense as the other rides on this list, but it's still an extremely memorable attraction, unique, and hopefully they'll stay operating for a while longer. Number 19,
hope that
Speed
doesn't
Flip,
end up
made
in...
by
Oh my
Italian
goodness!
manufacturer Moser Rides. If you thought Orbiters were crazy, then you haven't seen anything yet.
Feels
the
like
best
a
way
giant
to describe
egg
this
beater.
ride is that it's pretty much a fourth dimension scrambler. This attraction is pure,
How ironic.
unfiltered
They
insanity
said it after
with
you
its
said
wild
it.
rotating gondolas and mechanical flexibility. Just like with an ordinary scrambler, you'll still get the high
I would
G-forces
definitely
and near
ride
misses
that.
with the other gondolas, but here
I
you'll
wanna
get to
go
do
for
all of
something
that
a little
while being
more
maniacally flipped
dangerous.
upside down over and over and over.
What if you break your
Yes,
spine
the
with
speed
that?
flip is one hell of a ride, but we're still just getting started with
I've
this
endured
list.
from
Number
the
18,
walrus's ice
Hard
cream. I can
Rock,
take
made by
this.
Italian manufacturer Fabri.
Hard
True to its
Rock?
name, this attraction both rocks and rolls. Passengers board 4 giant rolling drums.
That would
with
make
each
me
of the
very
ride's main
dizzy.
arms holding 2 drums side to side. The ride's arms not only serve to spin the drums sideways, but proceed to hoist guests into the air at insanely steep angles, making the ride experience even crazier. With its large cylindrical gondolas, this wild spinning ride looks like something you use to whip up giant eggs into a giant omelet. Though you can't exactly prepare food with this ride,
that would
you
be
can still
pretty much
experience
an
the
Eggman
steep
thing.
angles and multi-axis rotations at your leisure.
Ma,
Number
why
17,
exactly are you
Energy
getting
Storm,
these
made
notes
by
exactly?
Italian manufacturers Moser
I just
Rides
wanted to
and
know what the doctor
Zamperla.
would think of
Okay,
this.
so at first glance, you may think that this is just a knockoff of the popular
that's smart.
Orbiter. However, this ride has an extra twist that makes it far crazier than both this and even the speed flip. While the gondolas on this ride don't freely flip, the ride's climax will hold you upside down and continue to spin as the blood rushes to your head. Hang time is one thing, but spinning hang time is truly an elite of its own. To put it simply, this ride takes the very concept of gravity and knocks it out the window with an iron fist. And by the time it's all over, your sense of direction will be positively pulverized. Number 16, Magic Arm, made by Austrian manufacturer Wagner Beer.
Wow.
This was a one-of-a-kind attraction that really had to be seen to be believed. The ride consisted of a massive rotating arm with another spinning arm at its end like a cheerleader twirling a baton. Passengers are seated around the bottom of the second arm, and the unique rotations led to a disorienting and flat-out fun ride experience. The gondola also spins guests sideways, so you could call this a giant frisbee gone mad. Plus, with its vibrant and colorful light patterns, it's pretty easy to see why this was commonly known as a flying circus. Unfortunately, Wagner Beer reportedly only built one of these attractions, and has since taken them off the market. Hopefully we'll get to see this ride make a comeback one day, because it really is an impressive sight. Number 15,
I would agree.
Heartbreaker, made by Dutch manufacturer Mordred. Whoever thought of combining a top scan and a magic carpet ride really deserves a promotion. This epic attraction rotates guests around the center axis,
they literally
all
had to
while
put that
both
in.
gondolas independently flip forwards and backwards.
Yes, that makes
Passengers
sense.
who dare to brave this ride will be repeatedly pushed into
man,
and lifted out of their seats.
I'm getting
throughout
very
the ride without
dizzy
a
just
single
looking
dull
at this
moment.
already.
You'll pretty much feel like you're being blown into a tornado at full speed. It's unknown
to go
why
and
exactly
vomit?
this is called a heartbreaker, but perhaps it's
No,
named
no,
after how
I'm good.
thrill seekers will feel when the ride is over. Number 14, Magnetic Storm, an
Magnetic
original
Storm,
attraction by
huh?
French showmen. While most showmen typically purchase rides to tour at fairs, some showmen go above and beyond and design their
wonder
own
why
ride.
this is
That's the
unique in
case
a
with
way.
this unique attraction. Now you may be looking at this and thinking, this
Doesn't
looks
look
boring.
like
Why is
much.
it on the list? Well, it may move like a giant metronome at first, but with a push of a button, the seats swing freely both clockwise and counterclockwise.
Oh my.
As the pneumatic cylinder swings guests back and forth,
I don't wanna
the
get my
momentum
head
forcibly
pretty
flips them
much
as they come
scraped.
within inches of the ground. It may not be that tall or that fast, but it's hard to deny that this is quite a forceful ride worth checking out.
It's kinda
Number
mesmerizing.
13, the Skydiver, made by
Skydiver.
American manufacturer Chance Rides. This may look like a typical Ferris wheel from
Why do
afar,
I
but it
imagine
is so much more
Memphis
than that.
pretty
Believe
much
it or
holding on
not,
to
this is
Cuckoo,
actually a pretty
not
old
wanting to
ride
pretty
design,
much
dating all the way
look.
back to the 1960s. Passengers board boot-shaped
1960s.
gondolas and are given a steering
That's
wheel
pretty
to help
advanced for
control
its
its
time.
sideways rotation. The gondolas turn a full 360 degrees as the main wheel sends them around, and it all leads up to a disorienting thrill ride that
Why
was
is
way ahead of
why
its
does the
time.
colors
You
look
can
a bit
spin
like
as much
candy?
or as little as
I
you like,
swear,
making
that's what
the
it
ride
looks
experience
like.
different for all sorts of
Now that
thrill
you mention it,
seekers.
kind of
So if you
does.
plan on making the most of your ride experience, be prepared to make
Memphis
like
and
Star
Cuckoo
Fox
would
and do
be
a
able to
barrel
have
roll.
quite the
Number
time
12,
there.
Top Star Tour, made by Italian manufacturer
That looks like it came
Moser
right out of
Rides. While Dutch
Transformers.
manufacturer KMG has a similar model
That
called the
looks
Move
like
It.
it came
The
right out of
Moser version
Transformers.
has 2 more arms, making it slightly more impressive looking. So picture a swinging claw ride, but instead of swinging, you add 2 more axes of rotation to it. Not only
yeah.
does the claw itself
Oh
spin, but
my
a large
gosh.
also spin mechanism repeatedly
That would
and
be a
gradually
nightmare
turns
going on
around,
it.
sending passengers upside down.
I think
The
there are
seats
a lot
themselves
more
also
crazier
stay
ones.
stationary, so riders get to experience the thrilling hang time of being slowly turned
I would
face down
definitely
and
build
upside
something
down.
like
And as
this.
if that wasn't enough, the entire
If
structure
I had a
rotates
lot
to the
of free
side,
time.
making this
Ma,
one of
you
the
have a
most
lot of
visually
free time since
impressive
the
rides
doctor hasn't
out
given
there.
you any
It's
orders.
no wonder that one of the names of this ride is Transformer. It looks like something you'd see in a Transformers movie. Number
Yeah.
11, the Vortex, made by Italian
Vortex.
manufacturer Technical Park. You've seen frisbee rides, but this one is leaps and bounds above the rest. Riders start off by boarding gondolas resembling 2 giant flowers attached to a V-shaped
How did those look
center.
like
The V
flowers?
rests
I
on
don't
a main arm
understand.
that proceeds to tilt the gondolas at a 30-degree angle before the real fun starts. The V spins on the main arm and repeatedly flips the gondolas parallel
look
to
like
its own rotation.
more likely
the gondola's
umbrellas.
arms also rotate
That's what I see them
slowly,
as.
allowing the ride operator to flip guests
Do you
upside
think the
down
others
for
would
some killer
actually
hang
be
time.
interested
Even
in trying
crazier,
these
the
out?
gondolas themselves spin guests sideways,
if they feel
leading
brave
to a
enough.
practically psychotic
Or
ride experience
something like
those
that.
with weak stomachs should sit out on. But if you have what it takes, go ahead and
They
give
would
this
pretty
a
much be
ride.
safe, right?
Number 10, The
course they
Crazy
would.
Train, made by American manufacturer
Crazy
Larson
Train?
International. Imagine one of Larson's Superloops crossed with an ABC Rides Tourbillon. The result would be this crazy contraption. Unlike other rides on this list, the gondolas on this ride resemble more of a train moving along a track. Passengers slowly traverse the oval-shaped track, which would be cool enough for the hang time, but this ride goes one step further by spinning the track perpendicular
Would
to the
you
train's
try that?
movement. So while the train
if it's not moving
the
around
track
so
itself
much,
repeatedly flips them upside down horizontally.
I
When the whole
guess
thing is all over, all you'll be able to say is, "What just happened?"
That
I don't
would
know
be
what
my
Larson
response.
was thinking when they made this, but all
Literally,
I can
that
say is
would be
kudos
my
to them for doing
response.
something unique.
Other than
Number
that-
9, the Booster, made by German
What?
manufacturer Huss. This is
Booster?
certainly one of
Oh.
the most intense, low-to-the-ground flat rides ever created. Situated on a giant spinning disc, 4 main rotating arms each carry 4 sideways spinning gondolas. The gondolas loop 360 degrees, and they do so at speeds that will undoubtedly
doing
make your
okay,
head
Ma?
spin. The whole thing makes you feel like you're in the
Yes,
cockpit of an
I'm-
out-of-control airplane.
I'm
According
okay,
to
just-
Huss, it can seat up to 32 people per
feel sick
circuit
just
and can
looking at
run both
this.
forwards and backwards. And overall, its awesomely chaotic
I'm okay,
appearance
I'm
and
okay.
high-level thrills are sure to make it a bona fide hit at any carnival.
I-
Number 8, the Flick Flack, made by German
Flick
manufacturer Huss. Appropriately
Why does
named
that
after
sound
a
like when
gymnastic
you
maneuver,
pick your
this
nose and
ride
you
gives
flick it?
passengers the full
That's
Simone
what I
Biles
get from it.
experience. With a unique
Well, when it
swaying
sounds like that,
mechanism at its center, passengers are bounced
think it
up and
is.
down intermittently as the seats freely flip both forwards and backwards. The bouncing of its main arms will give you airtime both right side up and upside down,
Well-
and the near-miss encounters with the steel floor are sure to startle its passengers. With its erratic movements in all directions, there's no doubt you'll be flicking, flacking, flipping, and flopping on this wild and crazy attraction. Number 7,
That
the
would be-
Shape, made by Dutch manufacturer Mondial. It's not every day you see a ride with 4 rotational axes. Much like a fine pizza, each part of this ride serves a purpose. The
Hey,
giant
cheese
spinning
log.
disc is the crust,
You're actually
the whole
referencing this.
foundation of the ride that the other parts are built on.
Enough,
the main arms
Akhlut.
are the sauce, each
What?
one
I'm just
holding
saying.
4 gondolas and resting directly on
saying.
top of the disc. The gondolas, of course, are the cheese and toppings. Each gondola can rotate sideways on the
Why
arms,
does this make
much
me
like
wanna
how
have
the
some
salty
pizza?
cheese perfectly complements the savory sauce. And to top it all off, the gondolas flip back
can
and
see what
forth,
you mean.
adding an exciting bonus to
Yeah,
the
I could
finished
go for some
product
too.
like your favorite
Anchovies,
toppings on a
anyone?
cheese pizza. Simply
Ugh,
put, the
no
whole thing
thank
comes
you.
together as a flat-out bonkers attraction
I'd
that
rather
you
pass
can't
on
miss out
that.
on. Just try not to lose your lunch on it. Number 6, the Sound
Oh.
Factory, made by German manufacturer
What?
Schwarzkopf.
The
From the same company that made roller
everlasting
coasters like
heck?
Mindbender and Olympia Looping comes the Sound Factory.
That-
While currently out of commission, this attraction was truly a sight to behold when it first premiered. Not only did it have a giant green-lipped Coke can at its center, but the ride itself
That
pretty
would
much
be
spun and
what the
flipped
Doctor
in more
would
directions
indeed
than
have in
practically
his park.
possible. It's like Schwarzkopf took a standard octopus ride and hired a team of mad scientists to refurbish it. The setup is
The
pretty
Doctor
much like
would
an
make something
upside-down
like
mondial
this.
shape, but with the added up and down movements of the main arms. It doesn't even look like a ride. It looks more like a training device at NASA. Of course, with its many moving
That
parts,
would be a
it was
training thing
susceptible
to do.
quite a few technical issues.
Which
and it was
I
because of
wouldn't
these issues
mind.
that the Sound
After
Factory
all,
was
it
eventually
looks
retired
intense.
and put into storage. But its legacy of uniqueness still lives on, and one dedicated
miniature
fan
one.
even created a miniature model of it. Now that's pretty cool. Number 5,
If it does
the
happen.
Infinity, made by Dutch manufacturer KMG. Ever
you
been
think
on a
Infinite had a little
skyscraper? Those
inspiration from it?
intimidating, towering
I think he
attractions that
might.
flip guests as they are launched into the air? Well, the fine folks at KMG have taken that concept and cranked it up to f***ing 11. Introducing
Was that
the
a car
Infinity,
horn?
the world's tallest portable looping ride. It stands
believe
at a
so.
staggering 213 feet, making it
No!
taller than most roller coasters out
I don't
there.
think
Guests
Memphis
who
would
are
wanna
brave
go on
enough
that
to ride
either.
This monster are launched into the sky on the spinning end of a giant arm and are subjected to
I believe that
plenty of
Cuckoo would
uncontrolled
definitely
flips at
protect her.
hypercoaster heights. The fact
Keep
that
her
this
company,
ride
of
is
course.
portable is astounding, and it's a wonder why we don't see more of these at permanent amusement parks. Considering its relatively low capacity when compared to other flat rides, it could easily be a smash hit upcharge attraction. As an adrenaline junkie myself, I'd be more than happy to pay for a ride on this bad boy.
No.
Number 4, the Girolite, made by Spanish manufacturer Tep Royale. This 70-ton beast is perhaps the rarest flat ride credit on
my.
this list, only operating in 1997. It was also also known as misère,
1997.
which literally means misery in French, and considering how many
Misery?
different ways it can spin,
Ugh.
inexperienced riders
Wait.
were bound to be miserable with motion
Did
sickness. The
Antoine
gondola
pretty much had
flips
something
and
to do
spins
with this?
sideways, all
No,
while
I
the
think it was
ride's
someone
main arm
else.
swings it around. And as if that wasn't enough, even the main structure itself rotates. That's
Oh,
quite a
this
lot
is
of movement,
crazy.
and the way the gondola rotated with the structure was
Seriously,
sure to give quite a few near-miss
someone-
moments to the passengers. The one-of-a-kind
Someone
attraction was initially designed
in
by a
Antoine's
Spanish
country
manufacturer named
clearly made
Rail
that?
reportedly had no experience
That's
making
impossible.
thrill rides, and it was their lack of experience that reportedly led to this ride's downfall. Although it was quite a sight to behold, it unfortunately faced
I would
many,
pretty much
many
bring that
technical
back.
issues and would end up being scrapped shortly after it premiered. So if you
Is
did get
so-
to ride this one, consider
You're
yourself
adding it to
very
the list,
lucky.
aren't you?
Number 3,
Of course.
the Rocket, made by Australian manufacturer
Rocket?
Funtime. It's time to strap in and blast off with this terrifying attraction. From the manufacturer of the famous Starflyer comes an attraction straight out of a kid's imagination. Seating up to 6 people per rocket, this cable-suspended ride not only swings
That is
riders
pretty
around
high,
the
I'll
structure,
have to
but the
admit.
floorless seats continuously barrel roll, rotating the guests over and over again. As if tall swing rides weren't terrifying enough for some people,
Might
throwing
as
in
well
the
say it.
upside-down factor
3,
without a doubt
2,
gives this ride
1.
an extreme edge.
Do a
Rides
barrel
like
roll.
these are truly meant for the boldest and bravest
Do a
riders
barrel
to
roll.
reach new heights. And if you can get on one of these, you're in for the ride of your life. Number 2, the Flying Man, an in-house made attraction at France's Foire de Trône.
No,
If you mix the
no,
Starflyer
no, no,
and
no,
the
no,
Sky
no, no, no.
Coaster
I am out of
in
here. I am
you
out
get
of
this
here.
jaw-dropping creation. This ride was
Mordred.
specially made for the annual Foire de Trône in Paris,
Guess he really
France,
was a
also
chicken
known
after
as
all.
Fair of the Throne in English. Passengers are strapped into harnesses,
Mordred, come
hoisted
back
up by
here.
the cables, and swung
No,
repeatedly
no.
around the center of the structure. in
You're
a
not even on the
face-down
ride.
position.
You're not even
the
going on
harnesses
it.
themselves
Come
even
back
come
here.
with wings to give guests a true flying sensation. With its seemingly thin cables
This is
and face-down ride
crazy.
experience,
Who
even
in the
the
right
most
mind would
seasoned
do
thrill
that?
seekers may be hesitant
Only
to
the
strap
most
themselves
insane
in.
people.
So if you want to face
Or
your
shall
fear
I
of
say,
heights
the
head on, book a
bravest.
ticket to Paris for the next Fair of the Throne.
Either way,
Before
it's
the number
both.
1 spot, here are a few honorable mentions. The Fabry Contact, a ride that spins in 3 different directions. The Technical Park Challenger, a
Oh
flat ride
my
meant to simulate
goodness.
space shuttle takeoff.
So
the
many
Mondial
spins.
Inferno, a top scan-like attraction with a gondola divided in 2 halves. Number 1, the Tagada, made by various manufacturers.
well,
this
that
ride
doesn't
is
look
so
so
crazy
bad.
that it's actually been banned in some countries. The Tagada consists of a giant bowl
So we're
with
gonna be
benches
bumping
lining
into
the
each other if we
inside.
were to
And
ride
here's the real
this.
kicker. There are no seatbelts. You'd think a ride without seatbelts would be tame, but oh no, this ride is far from it. The ride operator is actually supposed to jerk and sway the ride to literally send passengers out of their seats.
I
and
guess
let me
I
tell
could
you,
pretty
I don't
much
mean the
make
Lori
a
Loud kind
test
of
of
literally.
this.
Riders are also encouraged to bounce around and even stand up during the ride experience.
Oh.
Although this looks like a disaster
So
waiting
you can
to
do
happen,
that,
these
huh?
are actually quite popular in
Interesting.
countries that haven't banned them. They can be found
That
at fairs
would be
in
something I
countries
would
like
ride,
Costa
just as
Rica
long
and
as no
El
one's gonna bump
Salvador.
into me or
Of
something.
course, because of the lack of seatbelts and likeliness for rider injuries,
not gonna be that
you won't be
easy,
able to find
Mordred.
any legally operating in the United States or Australia.
boy.
And if a ride is literally crazy enough to be banned, it's gotta be number 1. Before I sign off, I'd like to make a couple of announcements. First of all, just for the fun of it,
Okay, let's stop right there. Well, you 2 gentlemen, what did you think of this? I think each were crazy, but I believe that I would definitely give it a shot. Heck, I could pretty much bet Tundra that he would pretty much give it a shot. They were interesting, and they make me pretty much uneasy. For me, I find them very quite unique. Who would have thought that this world would actually, well, have such interesting looking rides and mechanisms? Something that the Doctor would definitely make use out of. I bet he can make it for Transfer the Hedgehog. Yes, most indeed. Well, I do believe this calls for an end. Yes. Same here. Well, I pretty much hope you all enjoyed this. This is Mata Thylacine, Akhlut the Orca, and Mordred Hood. And we wish you all a good night, and we shall see you all later then. Farewell, everyone. It was a pleasure being here. Goodbye, everyone, and have a pleasant evening.